Welcome to the Wealth and Wellness All Women Rock podcast, hosted by me, Tamara, the CEO and founder of All Women Rock Global. Join me on this journey as we explore topics, conversations, and interviews related to wealth and wellness. Let's get started. Hey girl, hey, welcome back to another episode of the Wealth and Wellness podcast by All Women Rock. Thank you so much for joining me. I know we have been on a deep hiatus. I've had a whole baby. Life been twisted, turned upside down, sideways, but I'm here and I am back. I'm so grateful for those of you that have stayed beside us, that have been listening to episodes and re-listening to other previous episodes, because I was looking at the analytics of the podcast and I was like, wow, it has truly grown, even though we've been gone. So thank you so much for sticking beside us through the hiatus. But we're here, we're back. The goal is to drop 1 to 2 episodes a week. Again, we're here, we're back. For today's episode, it'll just be me. It'll be a solo episode. And I want to talk to you guys about expectations. A quick disclaimer, I am under the weather. So if my voice sounds a little funny, I have been kind of sick, but I'm getting better. So excuse it for me. But on today, we're going to be talking about expectations. Expectations is a strong belief that something will happen or will be in the case in the future. We're going to be talking about expectations we have for ourselves, expectations we have for people in our lives, whether it be our family, our friends, our colleagues. We have expectations in every aspect of our lives, whether it's expectations as a wife, a husband, a partner, expectations of our children when they're at school, wherever they may be. Our jobs have expectations of us. Our businesses have expectations of from our customers, or even if you're just starting out, expectations you maybe have of things that you need to do to make sure your goals are achieved within your business. So don't think that this episode does not apply to you, because it applies to everyone. And this episode is going to be straight to the cut, no chaser. We're not sugarcoating anything on today. One thing I want to say is this episode is not like coming from, sometimes people will hear something like, ooh, she kind of sound like she been kind of through someone. She's just kind of talking to someone in particular. This is not the case. I'm going to be transparent about some things I've experienced in my life, especially since I've been kind of gone. But I just want to share with you guys expectations, because we have so many of people in our lives, and sometimes we need to kind of lower them. We need to lower the expectations of people. Just being honest. When people show you who they are, please believe them. Don't set yourself up to think or expect anything different. Don't put yourself in a position to be let down. You might be saying, wow, that's a bit much, because you just stated we have expectations for our children in relationships, our partners. Yes, that's true. We do have expectations, and you hold those. Stay true to those. But I'm talking about those people in our lives that, like our colleagues, our friends, even business partners, sometimes people in relationships, or it can be sometimes, I'm going to save that part for later. But on today, I'm talking about expectations of like colleagues, friends, sometimes people that are close to us, whether it's like a business partner. You take this how you want to take this episode. You know what applies to you and what doesn't apply to you. We are all grown here, so take that. But don't put yourself in a position to be let down by people. Expectations is why betrayal hurt so much. We set the bar, we set the standard so high for people in our lives. And then when they don't do what they say they were going to do, or they're not there for us in our lives when they said they will be, it hurts so bad. We expect too much from those that are closest to us. Again, family members, friends, colleagues, business partners. And then sometimes we'll say, well, if that was me, I would have. because we put ourselves like, hey, I got this person. I got you. If you need me, I'm here. Then we get let down. It's like, dang, I wouldn't have did that. I wouldn't have did that to you. We say that if that was me, I would have made sure you were taken care of. I would have made sure you had that opportunity. I would have made sure you got introduced to that person. I would have made sure. It don't always work out like that. And I know some of you are probably thinking, Tamara, we are all human. You sound like a woman that's scorned. I'm here to tell you, I sound like a woman that has found I found the silver lining in everyone, regardless of the situation. I would often have conversations with my dad, and he would vent to me about certain people, certain situations. And immediately I have remorse and try to reason why this person did this. He'd be like, why do you always do that? I can tell you about the most traumatic experience somebody may be experiencing in their lives, and you're thinking about the other person. So that was me. That has been me always. I always try to see things from another person's point of view, because I know sometimes people go through things, they experience things, and it's just like, I think this person reacted this way because of this. But throughout the end of 2022, as well as majority of 2023, life started lifing for me. Some stuff got real for me. I realized I set the bar entirely too high for people that were closest to me in my life. I set the standards too high for you. When I needed you the most, you were not there for me. You left me hanging. Life be lifing. Life will teach you to lower your expectations, even from those you love and adore the most. You have to proceed with caution with people. Once they've shown you that they let you down, I love how one of my favorite YouTube financial experts says, when they show you their true DNA, believe them. Believe them. This is not a Debbie Downer episode. I'm just sharing with you about expectations. I want you to increase your expectations of yourself, and please do not confuse this with perfection. Do not confuse this with perfection, like you have to be perfect. This is not what this is. But increase the expectations of yourself and lower them for other people. When you increase your expectations of yourself, you are holding yourself accountable of what you said you would do. You're holding yourself accountable of what you said you would do. And it don't hurt as bad. You don't feel as betrayed when you put your expectations in other people. Let me give you an example. Some people, I've heard people say, well, I started my business. I thought my friend was going to share it. I thought my friend was going to show up to my event. I thought my friend was going to come to this event that I was holding. I thought my friend would purchase some products from me. I thought my mama would have done this. I thought my daddy would have been there for this. I thought my colleague would have took up for me with this. I thought this person, our expectations are entirely too high of people in our lives. You set them to this awesome 100% standard. Then when they let you down, it's like, oh crap, that hurt really, really bad. I'm not saying go around, I don't trust nobody. I don't know. No, I'm not saying that, but just kind of lower the expectations of people. For me, maybe I was gullible. Maybe I was a gullible person that I always tried to find the silver lining in people. But I just want to share with you from experience that we have to lower the expectations of people. Lower the expectations of friends and family, and raise the expectations of yourself. If you're distracted, I want you to come back to me for 1 second. Often we hold everyone else to these high expectations and set the bar so low for ourselves. We set the bar so low for ourselves. We set these high expectations of people in our lives and set the bar so low for ourselves. You might be thinking, what do you mean by this, Tamara? Look back at those goals you set for yourself. How many of them did you truly accomplish for 2023? Or how many excuses got in your way? Just think about it. How many excuses got in your way? For some of us, we are the CEO, the COO, the CFO, and supervisor in our business. If you were working a job and the CEO was on her way to meet you and discuss daily operations, monthly goals, financial goals, what would you say about them not being done? What would you say about them not being done? You say, well, I was expecting my friend to share my business on Facebook. I was expecting this person to share my event so I can get an increase of ticket sales. I put all my trust in my friend and they betrayed me. And I've just been kind of in the funk about that for about the last 6-7 months. The CEO does not care about any of that. What did you do to make sure the job was done? I am not by any means saying you're not allowed to experience or go through your emotions, but that can be the excuse all the times of why goals are not achieved. I think when you lower the expectations of people and increase the expectations of yourself, it allows you to be more focused because there is no room for letdown. There's not a lot of room for distractions. We put so much on other people and put so little on ourselves. Then when, as they say, ish hits the fan, we're kind of looking confused and let down. It's just like, it is almost 2024. We can't keep allowing the same excuses to hold us back. Again, I'm not by any means saying you're not allowed to trust people. You're not allowed to experience or go through emotions. But that can't be the excuse all the time. I have been through hell and back the end of 2022 and the majority of 2023. The best thing I can say that came out of 2023 was the birth of my daughter, True. I was betrayed by the person I love and adored the most. I trusted this person with my life. And as Steve Harvey says, it threw me into someone when I lost the trust of this person, when I couldn't depend on this person anymore. It threw me into something. It would throw anybody into something. But I can say my expectations were entirely too high to think this person would never betray me, never do me like this. When people show you they can't be trusted, they can't be relied upon, they fold in storms, lower your expectations. As my mama always say, I'm not telling you anything I heard, I'm telling you what I know. You might be thinking, well, Tamara, I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't have a business. I don't have those type of obstacles in my life. You have a future version of you. The you in 2025, 2026, 2027, the future you, the healed you. You owe it to that person. You owe you. You owe yourself. You owe the future you. You owe the healed you. Release the expectations. If you don't remember anything from this episode, I want you to release the expectations of people and increase the expectations of yourself. Hold yourself accountable. I did not plan to include this in this episode. Actually, the episode was only going to talk about expectations for ourselves and people in our lives. But when I was thinking about goals and how we don't achieve them because we I was going to start this podcast with my friend, but we ain't did it yet because she's doing this, she's doing that. I hear it all. I hear it all. And it's just like we have so many excuses of why we don't achieve our goals. But I was thinking about that, and it's just like our goal setting masterclass that I did last year and I'm going to do again this year. So I didn't plan this, but I do want to share with you that we're doing our 2024 Ignite Your Goals Masterclass on December 30th, as well as January the 18th. The link will be listed in the show notes as well as allwomenrock.com. But that wasn't the purpose of this episode. The purpose of this episode was to teach you and tell you to lower your expectations of people and increase the expectations of yourself. And if you are able to attend the class is absolutely free. I forgot to mention this. It's free. Again, it'll be on December 30th and January the 18th, 2024. During this session, it's going to be power pack like it was last year. I got so many great reviews. We're going to reflect and rejoice on 2023, create realistic and achievable goals for 2024, as well as learn new habits to help us achieve our goals. But I sometimes think in order for us to gain clarity and move forward in things, we have to kind of move past that portion of us that are hurt. When we hold such high standards for people and they let us down, or they don't do what they say they were going to do, or they betray us and we just be kind of in a funk about it. We want to call Sally, Sue, and Mark, and Jacob, and everybody and talk about the situation like, you ain't going to believe what this person did to me. Let it go. Let it go. When people show you who they are, believe them and press forward. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it messed with me a little bit. I didn't expect you to do that to me. But just kind of decrease your expectations of people. Release your expectations of people. When people show you that you can't count on them, believe them. Forgive them. I forgive you. But thank you for showing me I can't rely on you. Thank you for showing me what you're capable of. I forgive you, but I know I can't put too much weight on you because you fold too easily. I won't put much pressure on you ever again, so I can make sure that I don't fold like that again. Say to yourself, I refuse to be blindsided by my expectations of people ever again. If I can't count on nobody, I can count on myself. As Eric Thomas always says, you owe you. You owe this to yourself. You owe you to make sure 2024 goals are hit. Like I previously stated, you are the CEO, the CFO, the COO, the healed you, the future you. All these versions of yourself, you owe it to yourself to make sure these goals are achieved. Release the expectations of people and increase the expectations of yourself. It don't hurt as bad, sis. I promise you it won't hurt as bad. We're not going around as a scorned woman, a bitter woman, not trusting people, not liking people. I'm not saying it by any means. But lower your expectations of people and increase the expectations of yourself. You deserve it. You owe you. And that's it for today's episode of the Wealth and Wellness Podcast. Again, if you're interested in attending our free Ignite Your Goals 2024 Masterclass, the links will be listed in the show notes. Thank you guys so much for sticking around with us for the Wealth and Wellness Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to the podcast. And you can also, I say this at the end of the episode, but I'll mention it again. You can always send us a question, leave us a voice comment at speakpipe.com/allwomenrock.com. That link will be listed in the show notes as well. And let us know what you thought about today's episode. Like, oh, girl, I can relate. Oh, when you said this, whatever it may be. Let us know how you feel about today's episode. And you never know, you'll be featured on our next episode. Again, it is Speak, SPEAK, Pipe, PIPE, speakpipe.com/allwomenrock. It's absolutely free. You just hit record and let us know what you thought about today's episode. And I'm going to say it again, sis. Release the expectations of people and increase the expectations of yourself. You deserve it. You owe you, sis. If you made it this far in the episode, it shows you are interested and committed. If you want more of Wealth and Wellness, tune in every Tuesday for a new episode. I would love for you to subscribe and share. Your experience on this show means a lot to me. I want to welcome you to click the link in the show notes to leave us a comment or a question. It's speakpipe.com/allwomenrock. The link is listed in the show notes. You never know, you just might be on our next episode. Be sure to follow us on all social media channels at All Women Rock Global. Until next time.